EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. As of this morning, summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Set. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
To throw is Milton. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards.
Buffalo 18. Here we go, here we go. 18, Pioneer. Dragon 60.
Here's Milton now to throw. And avoids the contact by sliding. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls, or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
To throw, it's Milton. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here's Milton. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Now make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively. And not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Go.
Throwing is Milton. Being chased out left. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line. You look at this Cowboy defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something they'd have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Drops it off to Martin. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
2nd and 10. Here's McCarthy. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Milton. Buying time to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
No receivers open downfield, so instead of forcing the ball to the sideline, he's going to throw this one down to Fort Worth. He'd rather have the incompletion than the turnover.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Now Milton. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Drops it to Blue, complete. And a hard tackle there as he'll go down after a gain of about 5. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
79 Broncos.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got it. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Set.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys are able to widen their advantage. Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Hawk 70, Hawk, trap 60, trap 60. Let's go.
Throwing is McCarthy. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and it's 3rd down. You look at this Cowboy defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
Well, there wasn't anything wrong with them on that play, was there? Able to make a nice stop, held them to no gain. The key to their defense, though, is exactly what the defensive coordinator told you and I. They've got to be consistent.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise.
And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Milton. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Let's go now. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Back to throw. Milton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and the lead will hold at 10. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. It wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Cowboys will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll try and run again with Blue. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Milton. He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Looking to throw. Milton flush to his right. And a throw right sideline is complete. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. This is Fant on the short completion. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Back to throw. Milton. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Jonathan Greenard running in to pick up the sack. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Fighting through pressure. Forced out to his left. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Oh, and that's kind of how it's gone for them so far. That was a ball they need to get back in this game. A quick strike, a big play. But he led his guy too far, and it winds up over his head.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, the incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
Now McCarthy. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. Moore, the motion man right. And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. To the air with McCarthy. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down. Sticking with the pass. Here's McCarthy. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
79 Broncos. Ready?
Back to throw again. Flushed out right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Operating from the gun. McCarthy. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. And his kick is good. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Here we go. Here we go. Huh.
Operating from the gun, Milton. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down. Makes it manageable now.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
Panther 60. Panther 60. Let's go. Check go.
Looking to throw. Milton. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Buffalo 18. 18. Pioneer. Go.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Levi Onwuzurike charging in and finishing off the sack. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
And while we weren't quite there yet, You had to start to wonder if there's going to be any life left in this team. And that big return, that could be the exact spark to get them right back into this game.
They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun, McCarthy. Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
Blue hit. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, I mean, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get it inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that's a play to applaud because these RPOs, things happen so quickly. And that ball's out of the quarterback's hands fast. He read it and reacted and was there to hit him as the ball arrived at the receiver. Big-time read, big-time play.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now 3rd down and 7. Back to throw. McCarthy. They set up the screen to Chubb. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
Oh, good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Looking to throw. Milton. And he will slide down with a good gain. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable third down.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
This is fan.